I want to take just a moment to kind of demystify something that I think a lot of people have trouble with when they come to fish this river. And that is how to actually set up a nymph rig for this river. Now, in trout fishing in general, there's dry flies, streamers, nymphs, terrestrial insects, all that sort of stuff that kind of comes into play. On the Guadalupe River, our fishery is primarily a nymph fishery, and simply, we just don't fish that many dry flies. It's not that fish can't be caught on dry flies, but the odds will always favor those that are fishing nymphs in the water column below the surface. And so to start off, I've got a 7.5 foot 4X leader on here, and I typically use shorter leaders on this river unless we have higher flow events, in which case I will switch to a 9-footer. The first component of any nymph rig is going to be an adjustable indicator. If they can't adjust, don't use them. There's several kinds out there that you can kind of pinch on and that they basically kind of almost have an adhesive that sticks on the line. Those are terrible. You can't move them anywhere. You want something that either kind of screws onto your line. This one actually utilizes a rubber band. This is a yarn style indicator. And anything like that that you can actually freely move up and down the line, that is what you want for an indicator. And this just simply lets you know how to basically suspend the flies in the water column, so it's going to keep them from getting hung up, and it's going to let you know when you're making bottom contact and also let you know if you have a strike. Coming down from the indicator, the very next thing you're going to have here is split shot. These little guys are what actually get our flies down to where the fish are. And so those little split shot, I like using a series of smaller split shot versus one singular large shot. That, for one, I think it actually hits the water a little softer, and for two, they don't slide as much on the line while you're casting. Below that, we're going to have our attractor fly, and these, I always kind of make the joke, it's normally eggs or legs, so something that's really gonna have a lot of legs and stuff, poking out every which direction, or it's gonna be something bright, like a San Juan worm or, an egg pattern, anything like that makes a really good attractor fly, and you just want this one to be the attention getter. The distance between my attractor fly and the split shot is slightly over the spread of my finger, or my thumb to my pinky finger. That's basically it. If I kind of put this up and I measure that, it's just slightly more than that. That's exactly what I'm looking for shot distance. The second fly is just this little bitty dropper fly, and these are the small ones. These are gonna be 18s, 20s, 22s, maybe even smaller in some cases. The distance between those two flies, I typically do at 1 foot to 16 inches, somewhere in there. And all that simply does is this fly, the attractor fly, will go by the fish first, and the fish are already looking that direction when this little bitty bite-sized nugget goes right by its face. Sometimes you'll catch them on the attractor fly. Normally we pick them up on the droppers. If you're having a great day on this river, a lot of times you'll get a 50-50 day where half of them are eating the big fly, half of them eating the small stuff. Then that's a spectacular day out here. But learning how to properly rig one of these and being able to adjust that indicator as you go from shallow to deep water, it's gonna put more fish in your net every day of every week, all season long.